Yay! Happy Bandcamp Friday, y'all! Why am I applauding? Who am I applauding for? Yay! Instrumental tracks that I commissioned. Huzzah! Hooray for independent music. Happy Bandcamp Friday, everybody. And if you observe Passover in this coming week, Chag Sameach. Thank you for spending your Friday afternoon, morning. What time is it where you are with us? I started to play California Here I Come. It's just the force of habit when I'm doing a stream, but that's not what we're about today. What are we about today? Well, I will tell you. Bandcamp Friday, for those of you who don't know, here we are, is about 100% of the proceeds of sales on Bandcamp going directly to the artists, which we love. And then Frandcamp Buyday is remembering that that exists and is a good thing, and that Bandcamp exists in the first place. For now, I would like to draw your attention to two features. You have life jackets under your chairs, and also there's a chat over here with a little bit of latency, maybe more than you're used to on a place like Twitch or YouTube. I will be looking at chat. Our lovely guest, who we have yet to mention, will also be looking at it, and Manager Morgan will have eyes on it. So if we don't respond to you right away, that's no offense intended. There's a lot going on. We're a bit distractible. We are artists after all. So feel free to make requests, ask questions. I actually don't know what my set is, so I would appreciate some requests, in fact. Apart from that, I'd also like to draw your attention to the Swaggy Sweet merch table down there. We have all kinds of stuff. We'll get into detail more, but there's a thing where if you buy a thing, a lyricist, so brilliant with the word choices. There's a feature where if you purchase something from the merch table, you'll get a shout out in chat somewhat automatically. I think that's really cool. So we will shout you out. The chat will shout you out. You'll get appreciated for supporting the arts. That's what we're about here today. I think there's also going to be, we'll have the installation of vibes as well, and maintaining the text from the lovely Miss Morgan, who I don't know if she's going to come on screen or not. She may be busy. A round of applause for Manager Morgan. There she is. Hello. Yay! I can't hear you, but there it is.
Hey everyone, so happy to be here.
So happy to be here.
So happy to disappear from here. I'll be here though.
Pay no attention to the Morgan behind the curtain. I'm lonely. I need someone else to come on screen. Well, why don't I write these phrases out before I say them? Okay. Our guest needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce her anyway. Juliana Finch hails from North Carolina, and you can hear her Americana roots in her thoughtful lyricism and her soulful sensibility that she brings to her songwriting. She has toured domestically, in multiple senses of the word, bringing her storytelling and her smoky sweet voice to venues and festivals across the Southeast, and also in fan-hosted house concerts throughout the U.S. We love to see it. You may have seen her spreading joy on the JoCo cruise, either from the stage or in the form of her anonymous post-it love notes that she leaves around the elevators and hallways. I didn't actually know that was her until I saw this bio, in a project that is aptly titled, Hey, I Love You. And if you think her music feels like a warm summer rain, you are not alone, because her music has been featured as the weather in Welcome to Night Vale. Her forthcoming album, Bittersweet, will be her 5th full-length album to date, and explores the agony and ecstasy of being a human with a beating heart, and all those little tender spots in between. Juliana Finch, welcome to Frandcamp Buyday.
Oh my gosh, thank
Huzzah.
you. Send me that bio because I'm just going to steal it. I'm just going to use it for everything. It was beautiful. Right. Thank you.
Copy and paste. So lovely to have you here. How are you doing?
Thanks. I'm so good. I'm so happy to be here.
Thanks for holding it down on the bangs front.
Yeah, I was so excited when you cut your hair because I had just done mine and I was like, yes, it's time. I've never had bangs in my life. Have you had bangs before?
I mean, I've been told as a curly-haired person that I couldn't, it was one of those curly-haired sort of prejudices we've had to overcome, I suppose.
This is part of like a double identity crisis that I had this last year. I didn't know I had curly hair until recently.
No kidding.
Had no idea. My hair, like, I would blow dry it and then I thought it was just misbehaving. Like it was just messy or whatever. Until finally I have a hairdresser who was like, you have very wavy hair.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. And she was like, here's what you could do about that. And then I liked my hair for the first time. And I was like, well, what else can I do?
It's hard to imagine not having curl in the Southeast where you live and have done your growing up.
Yeah.
Like, my hair can't help it. It just, like, retreats into my head.
Yeah. Well, I had really short hair for a long time, too. So that it helped that it hurt. It was like the reverse of that Shel Silverstein poem where he's worried about I used to think that I had wavy hair until I shaved. Instead, I find that I have straight hair and a very wavy head. It's the reverse of that, where I had very short hair, and so I thought it was straight, and then I grew it out, and it's not. It turns out.
No.
This has been Hair Chat with Juliana.
Hair chat. We gotta look.
That's what we're
Nature
here
is
for.
healing. The bangs are reemerging in the spring. They'll grow
I'm
into
excited.
curtains.
Just
one
took me
day.
a few decades to decide to get bangs. I'm into it.
Well, speaking of claiming your natural gifts, tell me about this album that you're kickstarting right now.
I'm so excited to be back in the studio. It's been 5 years since I made some things. So it's been a little bit over 5 years since I was in the studio. And I've done like a couple singles since then. We released a couple little singles during the Panini. But this is the first time I'm actually doing like a full length thing in a long time. And we're going a lot bigger than I've gone before with this too. It's a full band recording like the last one was, but way down. I didn't get to do vinyl. I didn't get to do CDs. I didn't get to do like music videos. So we're doing all that stuff.
Doing the whole shebang.
It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. I've never actually made a full-length album, so I'm very excited whenever somebody I know does. Because I've done live albums, which are just you make the date with the venue, you record, you sort of do the best you can, and then you walk away with the DVD that is the album. But I throughout the hour, I'm sure I'll ask you to pick your brain more about sort of sitting with your material and really kind of cooking on it.
I love the process, and I also love the process of being in the studio. Like I'm a little bit envious of there's so many artists, and you included, who are really good at like doing your own production and working with all that software. And I can do like demos and stuff like that, but generally like Pro Tools makes me want to break out in hives. It scares the heck out of me. It's so powerful, and I'm also so impatient. I've been using for me to do myself, and I really love just like walking into a studio and being like, where do you want me to stand? Where do you want me to sing? Like,
they know the right microphone, and they've got and there's something so like it feels like conjuring almost, like when you kind of like, oh, here's the chords of the thing, and I kind of want it to sound like this, and then it just comes out of their hands. It's like, oh great. That was in my I didn't realize that's what was in my head, but that's what it is. You did it.
And to be able to bring in studio musicians and like have them do their thing. I'm more of an art director at that point, where I'm saying, here's what I kind of want the part to sound like. And then they're like this? Yes, exactly like that.
You're the captain of the ship. It's very exciting.
That's exciting.
And this is the producer that you produced your last album with, yeah?
The one before the last one. So
that's right. Okay.
Walls of Pompeii. His name is Dylan Evers. He's in Nashville. And we've just stayed in touch. Walls of Pompeii was 10 years ago that we worked together. So this is the first time in 10 years we've worked together. It's pretty interesting to see how we both have changed over that time period.
I suspect a lot of musicians, their style has slightly pivoted after the Panini, just kind of being just cooking for a bit. And Walls of Pompeii is down. Check it out. It's down.
Oh, it's down there. It's the one with my feet on it. That might be a selling point for you. That's fine. Don't tell me about it, but you can have that. It's cool because I'm realizing with the stuff I've been writing lately, after taking a pretty long break from playing for a number of reasons. Like pre-Panini, I actually injured my hand really badly, and I didn't think I was going to be able to play again. So I'm also just happy to be playing at all. But I had a long break from being able to play, and I think I got back in touch with something that I've been trying to do the whole time. So it less feels like my sound is evolving, and more that I'm tuning into what I've wanted to be doing the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. Would you like to play something for us right now?
Yeah,
she said, making a segue.
That's such a good segue. We love it.
I've done this twice before. Yeah, take it away.
I'm going to try to make sure all the things that are making extra noise are done making
noise.
Oh,
yeah, you were doing some home improvements right before the stream, you were saying.
There was literally a drill going 20 minutes ago. It's fine. We're fine. This is DIY art. This is what happens.
And artist work is never finished.
So this is a song that we released as a single during the pandemic in 2021 when I hadn't seen my band for like a year, and we rented a farmhouse in Virginia and quarantined ahead of time so that we could be safe hanging out together. And we brought all of our recording equipment, and we brought cameras and stuff like that. And I said, maybe we'll make something this weekend, but really it's just about like being together, playing together, having a nice time. And my drummer's a really great cook, so I got the benefit of him cooking me food for 3 days. But we did one version of this song that's really fun, and I really like it. But there's going to be a totally different version of it on this album. It's called Comet. I don't want to be the one to make you stay. I don't have that kind of time anyway. I don't want to be your whole heart. I just want to be your favorite part. Open up that box you try to hide. Show me all the things you keep inside. Pick out the one that suits you best, so I can hold it up to my chest. This might be forever, maybe just for now. With a light this bright, we're gonna fire up the night anyhow. Anyhow. I can hold you close from far away. I can catch a flight or meet halfway. I can leave it all at your door, so you remember what your heart is for. This might be forever, maybe just for now. With a light this bright, we're gonna fire up the night anyhow. Anyhow. Hold me without grasping, and I'll love you without fear. It's yours for the asking as we burn through the atmosphere. I don't want to be the one to make you stay. I don't have that kind of time anyway. I don't want to be your whole heart. I just want to be your favorite part. I just want to be your favorite part. Your favorite part.
Claps? No? Claps?
Thanks.
Oh my gosh. What I love about your songwriting is the space you give your lyrics to breathe. That you give them space to like land on the listener and like really settle.
Oh, thank you.
It's just, you rhymed something with amnesia that like I almost stopped my car. I was like,
anesthesia.
That's right.
Anesthesia.
That's
and
right.
that's actually
Anesthesia.
like, it's an inside joke for my dad because my dad's an anesthesiologist. And
oh, so
one
you've heard
time
all the rhymes.
Yeah, one time years ago, he was like, he used to play this game with me. He's not a word guy necessarily. He's not like a songwriter or a poet or anything, but he likes to mess with me. And so one time years ago, he would just be like, what rhymes with this? Like he would just ask me,
Yeah.
rhyme something with this when I was like 9 or whatever. And yeah, one time a few years ago, he was like, you should write a song. You should write a song where you rhyme something with anesthesia. And he was daring me to, and so I had to do it.
Mm-hmm. I think the whole reason that I can rhyme with the facility that I do is because when I was a baby, my parents would try to code things by making rhyming words around them. And so they'd be like, hey, do you want to go to the dark, when they meant park, you know? And one day, the story my mom tells is I was strapped into the car seat, the little 5-point baby harness. And I asked my parents if we could go to the place that rhymes with Smizley Band. And I was like 3 years old, and they were like, oh no. Oh, we're out of tricks.
It has backfired on us.
Oh no.
That's
Now
like
her
my
brain
dog.
is
My dog
hardwired.
knows how to spell, right? Like, because we'd be like, O-U-T. He knows O-U-T means out. Or he did. He can't really hear very well anymore. But when he was a youngin', we realized that he learned.
Get him those
learned
little
how to spell
alphabet
it.
buttons, the little fluent pets. But just a full chord he can play with. See what he does.
Those terrify me because that's like one step until they are ruling us.
That's
I
right.
think.
Yeah, once
the
the
beginning.
button can Internet of Things, like something drops onto your bed or locks the garage door or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's all
And
over.
the dog is ordering its own treats.
Yeah. Do you remember the little Amazon buttons that would just send toilet paper to your house and your dog's just spamming your house?
Yeah. I don't think those lasted long because people's kids were like, order more Cheez-Its.
Because there was no way to cancel, from what I recall. You would order toilet paper and then go, oh no, and then push it twice and then order three more toilet paper.
Then you're covered in toilet paper. It's great.
Too much. Those were the days when we had too much toilet paper. Remember, before the panini? Well, sorry. I think I'm going to just play I'm playing at Alaska Folk Festival this week. You've also done folk festivals, yeah?
Yeah, love them.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Oh, it's my first in a long time. I'm very excited. But it occurred to me, I haven't played any of this new stuff yet. It's very exciting. I was just thinking as you were playing how much I missed the low notes. This is the lowest note I have.
Yeah.
But, just you can get a whole range with the guitar.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Okay, what am I going to do? Okay. Sarah asked, yes, I was born in California. It's not like my parents were regularly smuggling me to Smithsley Band. I was 20 minutes away from Disneyland, which if that explains my fractured grasp on reality, then great. I'm glad to hear it. This song is, I think, the best introduction to my style. It seems like I'll be able to get people to clap along, right? You're clapping along at home. Clap, clap. You're breezy like November, you're sweet like buttercream. You're there when I feel tender and when I want to scream. You're fun for any gender, companionship supreme. I dream of you a lot if I remembered when I dream. My friends have taken notice the way that we connect. When I clutch you to my bosom, my hand around your neck. The neighbors hear me wailing, they're starting to suspect. But if they're guessing I'm obsessed, and tell them they're correct. I gotta get my arms around you every single day. So many tasty contours, so firm but giving way. This is a healthy outlet, sir, what are you trying to say? I'm telling everybody how much I love you. Ukulele. Where's the hole? That one. I should never say where's the hole that close to a microphone. I'm sorry.
Maybe that's exactly what you should do.
Maybe that's what. Maybe that is the brand. I guess. I did write a whole song about having a
I love
stranger's
that song.
baby.
I love a song with a punchline.
Yes, yeah, and it was a priority of mine as I was writing it for it to be easy to play on ukulele. That's one of the chords. The ukulele really loves that chord. It's
Nice.
C6. Yeah. What's your favorite guitar chord? Are you that kind of string player that you?
I don't have a favorite, but if I'll say one that I like end up using a lot, it's a pretty easy chord, but it just sounds really nice. It's like that C add 9, because it has this little bit of little wistfulness.
Sparkle. Yeah.
A little, it's like, oh, something's happening. It's my favorite feeling, that melancholy. My fans know they call it like sad on purpose. Is my favorite emotion. And so it's a C, and it's a C major, but there's something else happening where you're like, I'm not sure what's happening.
There's a little yearning, and yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yearning is my
I've got
brand.
an A adds something that is a similar, like kind of, just a little sunlight
that.
coming through a window. Yeah.
I love that feeling.
Yeah. Sad on purpose is we go. I think in the Mollylele camp we also
We go way back with sad on purpose.
Yeah. I like the sad with a sort of candy coating of humor, so that you bite into it and go, oh, now I'm sad.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're like, you thought it was one thing, and now you're sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was trying to describe your songwriting to my partner, and I know like an album has got me in the feelings when I categorize it by like, it's something I would listen to alone in my car. Like that's how I know.
That's such a compliment. I love that.
Right? There's like sort of the windows down songs, and then like the windows up. Like windows down's like you're driving down the 405 and your wind's in your hair and you're singing along, and then windows up is like sitting at a light crying by yourself. It's a full range of human
I think maybe my
experience.
goal is, can I try to get somebody to cry with the windows down?
Yeah.
What's that vibe? That's what I want. It's like, just let
Keening
everyone
out
know.
the window. Yeah.
Just let everybody know what you're feeling.
I'm gonna soak up the sun. Yeah.
Nice Sheryl Crow reference.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you. Yeah. The classic singing in the car song.
Yes.
Yes.
That whole album is such a good, like, all of that is great singing in the car music.
Oh, yeah.
I've been
Terrible
practicing a
tunes.
bunch of, like, 90s cover songs lately because I'm going to start.
Yeah.
I'm going to start just doing 90s covers
Oh, 100%.
on the internet when I'm
Yeah.
tired of my own stuff. Like, one of the things about being in the studio recording is that you're like, I'm tired of my own stuff. Can I say grown-up words on this stream? I don't know.
I should think so.
Like, I'm tired of my own bullshit is what it is. I love these songs, and also you have to play them a whole bunch of times. And by
Yeah.
the time you're done with it, you're like, I would like a break from these songs before I have to then play them for a year on tour.
And especially, I was watching the Beatles, that 3-part, 4-year-long Beatles documentary.
Incredible.
And just how much of it was just them doing Chuck Berry songs, and like I kind of had taken for granted, like when you're bonding with a studio band, how much a shared vocabulary of covers can really help you kind of gel.
Yeah,
They're like little treasure
think
maps.
Totally. Oh, treasure maps is such a great way to put it. And also just like remembering, I just put a thing up in my office because I'm like working on finishing writing stuff, and one of the things that was happening before I hurt myself a few years ago was that I was starting to get really burned out on playing music because I was doing like over 100 dates a year, and I was really like grinding out just like making a living as a musician, and starting to kind of resent the whole thing. And I didn't have space to be writing a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's very important to me that starting over in the way that I am now, I don't do that anymore. And so it's something that I tell my bandmates before every show, and I just put it on a little piece of paper. See, I write Post-it notes, love notes myself also.
Yep.
I have it up in my office that says, remember, we call it playing. And I think that, like, remembering that we call it playing music is really important, and having that experience of like, yeah, we're going to do a really silly cover, or we're going to do something it's just because it's fun. It doesn't have to be good. It's just fun.
Yeah, totally. The thing I think about when we do like the ukulele melee on the cruise and stuff, and just whenever because the thing is, here's the secret: ukulele is very easy. I try to make it look easy, but it's actually very easy. And I think everybody should have some sort of instrument in their life. I think and my thing that I return to is music is a noun and a verb. Like, I've noticed this mentality of a lot of people believe that music is just a thing that you consume, and then some other starbelly sneeches are out there making it. But it's something that everybody should have access to.
Yeah. It used to be everybody's parlor, right? Like, it was just a thing you did.
Everybody had a piano, you had the Cole Porter and whatever your books were, and you would just make it at home if you wanted to hear it. And then recording technology came in. She said on Bandcamp, somewhat.
Those recording artists ruined it
Those
for everyone.
recording artists creating this false dichotomy of the verbs and the nouns. No, but and that's what I love about Bandcamp is the range of ability that you see and the range of expression. And it's always it's one of my favorite parts of any sort of ukulele teaching is to see someone go, oh, I just played that. I just played a song. I thought,
I just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same thing with like people learning guitar. It's like, you can start by practicing scales if you want to do theory stuff, but really like just pick a song that you really like, that you want to learn how to play. Because if you like it, you're going to want to practice. You're going to want to play. So like pick some relatively easy 3-chord songs. In country music we say 3 chords and the truth, right? That's all it is. Like, you don't actually need it to be fancier than that. So yeah, just like pick a thing you like and start playing. So if you're in the chat and you've been thinking like, maybe this is the year I start playing an instrument, you're hearing it from us, you should for sure do that. Or at least sing in the shower or sing in the car. Yeah.
We're somewhat biased, I acknowledge, but it is fun. I think you'll enjoy it. Would you like to, speaking of having fun playing music, would you like to play some more music?
I'll play some music. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Not me.
Oh.
No. Avert your eyes.
Molly's like, don't perceive me. I don't remember what I told Morgan I was going to play. So, playing something else. Probably. This is one of the things I'm really nerdy about is mythology and folklore. So, this is a song that I wrote. And also my initial experience of music, kind of to go back to what Molly was talking about, was traditional music, like Irish music, session musicians, and playing in groups. Like, that's what it's for. You don't really play that kind of music by yourself. So this is a song that's sort of in an Irishy style, because it's about Celtic mythology, and it's about creatures called selkies who can shapeshift from seals into beautiful men and women. And sometimes people hide their skins from them while they're in human form so that they can't change back and they have to stay on shore with whoever their lover is. And that is not a really great way to maintain a relationship. Just FYI. So this song is called The Seal Wife. And I'm going to do it in a different key. Hold on. She says she'll marry a boy who can sing the ocean to her door. A sailor, he'll be her everything. She'll never ask for more. But the sea has its own will, and the human heart has rooms to fill. A cry coming from the ocean shore says, leave the shore. She says he carries a storm in his eyes, dark as a western wave. Salt air in every kiss and sigh. He keeps her close and safe, but the sea has its own will, and the human heart has rooms to fill. A cry coming from the ocean floor says, leave the shore, leave the shore. He says he married a girl of the sea. She left him with the tide. Now her voice calls to him patiently. Across a great divide, the sea has its own will, and your human heart has rooms to fill. A cry coming from the ocean floor, leave the shore, leave the shore.
Oh, I loved that one.
Oh, thanks.
Have you seen The Secret of Rowan Anish?
Oh my god, it's great.
Oh
I watched that when I was a teenager, too many times.
We watched
And
it.
also like there's an animated Irish film called Song of the Sea. That's like the best Selkie movie that's ever been made. It's very good.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, The Secret of Rowan Anish is great. And Rowan means seal in Irish, so.
Oh, I didn't know
why,
that.
That's why he's named that. Ronin, little seal. You didn't know you were going to get Gaelic lessons when you logged on today.
It's edutainment. It's what's going on. Morgan endorses both of those films in chat.
Yes, Morgan. We love the Selkie movies.
Yeah, Waking Ned. If you're talking Irish cinema.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that's Secret of Rowan Anish is part of the reason my brother is named James. It was his birthday this week. Hi, James. Because the little baby at the end, the little baby Jamie.
Oh, Jamie.
Just Jamie.
Baby Jamie.
Oh,
Is that what we
Jamie.
call him? Happy birthday to you, Jamie.
You'd be very happy to hear that in an accent. Happy birthday, James. Yours is better than mine. Okay. We have on the show, or Morgan wrote a show order, so I wouldn't forget the show parts. And now is the part where we plug our fabulous things on the merch table.
Yeah.
Which allow me to share my screen. We have some curated selections from is that better? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
So we have, I covered Radiohead. I felt like it. That's my only rationale. It's just a good album, and I've been thinking about it lately. And so that's what I've got going on. It is $0 because I didn't feel like licensing it. So take that up with your conscience, Tom York. Juliana, what do you have for us in the top row here?
Okay, well, this is like some shameless self-promotion right off the top. Way Down is my album that came out in 2018. I'm very proud of it. I hurt myself in the fall of 2019, so we didn't get to do a ton with it. We didn't get to do a lot of touring with it, so please go listen to it. I'm very proud of it. I love it. It has some killer trombone parts on it from my friend Danny. And then Walls in Pompeii is the one we were talking about. I'm going to play a song from that later today. That's the one that I did years ago with the same producer who's making this one, and the song that was on Welcome to Night Vale is on that album also.
And also the feet.
And the feet.
If that's your thing.
It's not about feet, but you know.
It's not about feet.
I'm here to sell records. Do whatever you got to do.
Listen, gotta put butts in seats sometimes. And then we have next month's Frandcamp Buyday guest, Laser the Boy.
Yeah.
And his new album, which he will be touring. You're going on tour. Oh, that's my dad right there. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. We're plugging your album, Dad. What do you think?
He looks very disappointed in us.
Well, just like my regular dad. Thanks, Dad. He was just blessing these other two choices that you've brought here. What are these?
That's right. So these two are both. I'm originally from Atlanta. These are both songwriters that I met when I was in Atlanta. We used to do a lot of songwriter nights together, and we're still good friends. Kim Ware actually lives in North Carolina now, just like I do, and this is her album, Kim Ware and the Good Graces. She just released this last week, I think. This album, Homely. It's great. She does like an indie folk thing that's not like normal folk music. It's like if you took indie rock music and processed it through a like southern twang filter. It's beautiful. Ooh. I love what she does. It's very unusual. She doesn't sound like anybody else that I listen to, and I really like her style. And then my friend Brian Perry, who is like also a speaker, and just like he also does a thing that's very similar to Hey I Love You, where he writes on people's rear view windows. He calls them hindsights, and they're these like so people will see his van driving around town and like get this beautiful motivational thing. And he's also a very gifted songwriter, and this is his most recent album, Yes And. The cool thing about this album is that these are all like first takes of that moment immediately after you finish writing a song.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's just him in his studio like, okay, the song's done, and now I'm going to record it, and that's what's on the record. So that energy that you have when you've just finished a song is really present in all these, and it just feels like he's sitting in the room with you, like it's very intimate and cool.
Oh, what a treat.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to the second half of this later, but also I want to remind folks of the cart function on Bandcamp. What I do is I go through my wish list and I just dump as many things as occurs to me into my cart, and at the end of the day, just check out at the end of Bandcamp Friday. So check these things out. I think if you buy individual things, you'll get the shout out in chat and all of that good stuff. They keep adding such cool new features to Bandcamp. in like ways that like it makes me I didn't like they have a thing where you can like sort of crowdfund a vinyl, which had never occurred to me to do, but it makes me excited to like make music in different ways. That's why we love Bandcamp.
Yeah, the way their merch store works in general is great, and for years we've been asking them for live streams, and they started doing that relatively recently, and so that's great too, being able to do shows right here and not have to have 5 different things happening.
Just the digital merch table is so futuristic. I just like it so much.
Yeah.
And we were talking a little before the show, but if y'all at home care about Bandcamp in the way that we do, maybe not in exactly the same way, but hopefully to a similar degree, currently Bandcamp's workers are trying to form a tech union, and it's not going great. It's not going poorly. It's not like it could be worse, but it also could be a lot better.
Yeah.
And so they're asking for music fans and artists alike to contact management and in as friendly and polite a way as you can. Be creative. They might be filtering words, but let them know that it is important to you that Bandcamp treat their workers with the same transparency and fairness as they have treated their artists this whole time.
Yeah, one of my very favorite things about Bandcamp is how, we get a bigger cut from a track sold on Bandcamp than any other online platform that I know of. And being able to control everything directly and being able to like be in charge of my labor, and I really want the people who are making that possible for me to also have that kind of treatment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're being very, I don't know, I can't stress enough how many times Bandcamp has introduced a new thing that like I didn't ask for, I didn't expect from a digital storefront, but now you can live stream through it, now you can add videos, now you can sell physical merch. And just these kinds of little quality of life things. Mm-hmm. They're always looking out for the little guy. And I remember it used to be like a 10% cut. And then very tentatively they were like, we might need to make it 15 so we can, is that okay? And we were like, yes, please continue to
still
exist.
More than everyone else. Yeah.
Please, it's more than enough. So yeah, please send them a nice message and just let them know that Bandcamp is important to you and you want to see it. Be stronger going forward. You'd be doing us a favor and you'd be doing yourselves a favor and every artist you like on Bandcamp.
And they've listened to us, so hopefully they will listen to you also. That's historically, like every time we've asked for something from Bandcamp as artists, they've tried to follow through. So hopefully if fans step up and say, this is really important to us, that they will do that too. They'll listen.
Let's hope so. And hopefully we don't have to have this conversation with Dad next month on Frandcamp Buyday. Hopefully they'll figure this out and come to the table in good faith.
We don't want to send Dad after him.
No, don't make me send my dad over there. Like, you're sort of photobombing Dad a little bit there. No, bring him back.
No, I love that. Hold on.
Yep.
This is great. I'll just disappear behind Dad.
We need a little Clutch Cargo mouth cut out of there. Hello, it is me, your dad, Laser. You excited for next month? I'm proud of you, kids. Thanks, Dad.
Just whatever you need to hear from a dad in your life.
Yeah. Oh, my dad's proud of me. One of them. Yay. I'm trying to think of a song that wouldn't embarrass my dad right now. What should I play next? Are there any requests? Do you have any requests?
I love Pantsuit Sasquatch, if that's on the table tonight. I know that you've played it a lot, but I love that song.
I do. You know what? I may go grab the Banjo-Lele. Well, so I think you'll understand. I wrote it in A flat. It's not a fun key to play, but it's fun in ways, but it also makes the Cold Stone Creamery ice cream pushing muscle.
Yeah.
Sore.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
The bar chord muscle. But yes, I will Pantsquatch. Yes. Let us Pantsquatch together.
Great.
So this one, I've tried to, could I play it a half step down? Didn't I meet your demands? No, probably not. Okay. We're getting, okay, it's Pantsquatch. I'm going to play Pantsquatch. I don't know why I'm pretending it's still a vote. It's not a democracy. Carry on with your business. There is nothing to see. You must be pretty desperate if you've come out looking for me. You regret how we parted, that is well understood. Now please leave me to sip on my wine and to wander the woods. Didn't I go where you sent me? Didn't I meet your demands? Didn't I answer your questions? questions? Didn't I shake all your hands? Didn't I do the best I can? Wasn't I better than any man? Wasn't I cool and collected when all the shit hit the fan? Wasn't I cool? Wasn't I? You ask how I am doing. I assure you I'm fine. Just another man helping himself to what's rightfully mine. Did you say I look tired? I'm not tired at all. I was trying to shatter a ceiling where he built a wall. Didn't I check all the boxes? Didn't I follow routine? Didn't I travel the high road? Never was petty or mean. And did I run a clean campaign? Did I inform and entertain? And did I let down my guard cause my rival had half of a brain? Did I let down, didn't I? All my credentials didn't matter. All my service and nobody cares. They tried to purchase the world on a platter, phoned in some favors and now it is theirs. You know it brings me no joy to see you in this hole. Oh, what the man would destroy just to feel in control. So goodbye. Look out below, I'm going high. I know you want your closure, cause the future's unclear. I feel no obligation to tell you what you wanna hear. Would you like me to save you? Would you like me to quit? Or would you prefer it if I taught myself how to knit? Couldn't you mind your own business? Couldn't you just leave me be? You brought this all on yourselves, gang. Don't try to pin it on me. Couldn't I peacefully retire into these hills I so admire? Couldn't I serve up the tea while he sets the whole party on fire? Couldn't I serve? Couldn't I? And when they write this history, I'll take the moral victory. Wasn't I right at the center of all that this country could be? Wasn't I right? Wasn't I?
Yay!
Yay!
It's my turn to do the applauding inside my booth. Thank you for playing that. I love that song. I loved when it came out. I just wanted her to be able to go hiking and let people give her a fucking break.
Just let the lady go on a hike.
Let her live. Yeah, because it's never enough, right? It could not have possibly been enough. Just amazing.
And my favorite thing is the YouTube comments on that song are pretty. I'm proud of. I feel like I was able to get an accurate portrait of that lady, because whatever baggage about her people bring, they see it in the song, you know, and so I feel like it's not like I don't want to pick sides, but I don't want to paint a caricature of her. I want to kind of like write what I see, and so I feel like if there's people going, yeah, you stuck it to her, you told her, and other people going, oh yeah, you see her, like I feel like I've done an okay job.
And I think one of the strengths of that song is that you chose to do it in first person. So it's not a song that's like, I'm going to tell you about.
Oh, that'd be. Didn't she go where you sent her? That'd be a very different.
It would
song.
be a totally different song. And honestly, like it would be a totally different song, and it would be the way that most people try to write protest songs or political songs.
Yeah.
That usually falls flat. Like that's the reason it doesn't feel preachy to me. And like I think that's like a really narrow place to get with a song like that, and you nailed it. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, the musical one day? No, please no. But yeah, it's the musical theater brain kicking in.
Yeah.
Well, you have, and you're first person. I'm uncomfortable writing first person songs from my own perspective. That's something I'm working on. We'll get to that later in the program.
Because you're like, I need to deflect. I don't want to talk about it right
No, I mean, like, the songs from my first person perspective are about, like, my teeth falling out in my dreams. It's a very, it's a real departure from,
that's like,
a
that's like a popular dream. a lot of people have
Apparently,
that dream. Yeah.
That's the thing I find one of my favorite parts of being a songwriter is writing about something that I feel is really singular to my experience and going like, no one's going to relate to this.
Yeah.
And then it catches, it lands.
It's always that one. I always tell people, like, don't worry about being too specific, or that nobody's going to get it. Like, somebody's going to get it, and they're going to get it in a way that's really important to them. Too,
and they're not going to believe that you, like, oh my gosh, this song for me. How did she know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts, too, is to resist that urge to try to be universal, because, I don't know, most stuff that's universal is kind of trash.
Yeah, like there's an art to pop music is art. You know, it's hard to make something that appeals to everybody, but there's something so special about like, oh, this song, sorry everybody else, this one's just for me.
Yeah, well, and even within like really good pop music, there's going to be a lyric or there's going to be something that feels very specific. It's not just like general.
Yeah, totally.
Stuff.
Yeah. Well, do you have any? What do you have for us now?
I can play something very specific.
Yay.
Yeah, this is a song I wrote about my relationship to social media a few years ago. It's called Anti-Socialize. Morgan, I'm going to give you some heads up this time, like I didn't before. It's called Anti-Socialize. I literally wrote it as a writing exercise for myself, and nobody was meant to hear it. It was originally just going to be something that I did for myself. And then I played it at a writer's night in Nashville, and a bunch of people related to it, and a bunch of people wanted me to play it more every time I showed up to something. So then it became a thing that I play a lot. And it's a little dated now, but my goal when I was sitting down to write it was like, let me see how many like references to social media I can throw in here. And also my very specific gripes about exes of mine finding me on the internet. I'm very easy to find on the internet, obviously, but every once in a while you just hear from somebody that you weren't planning on hearing from anymore. So it's called Anti-Socialize. Where were you when the chips were down? Now suddenly you're coming round, sending me a small request. 'Cause you moved back to my town, water under the bridge. You say we can start things fresh today. You say it looks like I'm doing well. Well, you can just go to, don't add me, don't tweet me, and don't ask me to meet up. I'm not feeling we're LinkedIn and all of that virtual friendship stuff. We won't be tumbling together in any kind of weather. Online or otherwise, the status isn't complicated. I'd just rather anti-socialize. I don't care how you stumbled upon me. Just tag yourself back out, and if you don't stop suggesting at me, I might have to yelp and shout. I hope that you don't mind if I politely decline. You're unfollowed, unfriended. This match has unharmoniously ended. So don't add me, don't tweet me, don't ask me to meet up. I'm not feeling that we're LinkedIn and all of that virtual friendship stuff. We won't be tumbling together in any kind of weather. Online or otherwise, the status isn't complicated. I'd just rather anti-socialize. You can ping me 7 times a day, and I'm still not gonna read your blog. And the picture's cute, but there's no way I'm signing up and voting for your dog. I don't like you, I can't comment. When I flickered you off, I meant it. So don't add me and don't tweet me. Please don't ask me to meet up. I'm not feeling that we're LinkedIn and all of that virtual friendship stuff. We won't be tumbling together in any kind of weather. Online or otherwise, the status isn't complicated. I'd just rather anti-socialize. The status isn't complicated. I'd just rather anti-socialize. Honey, it ain't complicated. I'd just rather anti-socialize.
That is fantastic.
Thanks. It's very silly.
It's very silly, but it's very punchy. It's very dense. Every little twisty turny. Well, we're gonna take a 5-minute break right now to hydrate and stretch our bods. We hope that you socialize with us in the merch section. There's some exciting other things. Also, I want to take a moment to shout out Danielle Neruda has really been got me a dram. I don't know what that means. Apparently, you can give someone a dram on Bandcamp chat. What? Miss Morgan bought The Walls of Pompeii. Enjoy
thank you.
that.
Hey, thanks.
Lovely. So yeah, please check out the merch zone. Rotate your body and stretch your fluids, and we'll be back with more music and chat. Could it be? Could it? It could. knows I'll play along to any track as long as I have a ukulele in my hand. Help.
It's just a compulsion.
Somehow I played a picture of the Prophet Muhammad. Oh no. Welcome back. Welcome back to Frandcamp Buyday. Hope you enjoyed your stretching. I did get a dram for Danielle Neruda's, Daniel Craig. I felt I had, Juliana's...
Can we toast? Can we,
yes, let's go towards the line.
Thing?
I'm going
Cheers.
this way. And,
Oh, and now it's mine.
Clank.
Internet magic.
Because your bio describes your voice as sweet, the way that a good bourbon tastes, which I find is
my favorite
accurate.
review I've ever gotten.
It's accurate and also so appetizing.
I love it. I'm not drinking bourbon, but I support you.
Thank you. That's what I need. I just need solidarity in my bourbon drinking. You don't also need to drink bourbon.
What bourbon drinkers need is people to encourage them to drink more bourbon.
I have no problem drinking bourbon alone. If there's anything the pandemic taught me, it's that I can drink bourbon all by myself. Well, now I'm obsessed with can I play road trip on the... That's a problem for another day. See you next Frandcamp Buyday when I will maybe have a road trip on this instrument. Okay. Danielle Neruda has been putting the link to Juliana's Kickstarter in the chat.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
getting tantalizingly close to a stretch goal.
We got one right before the show started, and then there's another one that's like less than $400 away. And that one I'm actually super excited about because Professor Shy Guy, who some of you may also be fans of, is going to do a chiptunes remix of one of the songs from the album. And I'm very excited. I don't know which I don't know which one it's going to be yet because I told him I like for my artist friends to have artistic freedom.
Yeah.
And so I told him I'm going to send you all the tracks and you pick the one that's the most fun for you. So it's also a surprise for me, but it's going to happen. So if we get to 18,000, Shy Guy is going to do a track. That it won't be released on the album. It'll be like a bonus track, but all the backers will get it, and then it'll be up on Bandcamp also for people.
Well, hell's bells! I'm gonna have to get in there.
It's very exciting.
Oh, he's so full of energy. I don't know where he gets it from.
I don't know either. Like I'm just gonna do 2 shows and then compose a film, and then
it's not enough to slay it on the Game Boy. I'm also going to shred it on electric guitar, if that's okay.
And then I'm gonna turn a Game Boy into an electric guitar. Cool, no problem.
Yeah. No problem. Just in holiday's work. Well, me and my humble ukulele, I'll do what I can. Again, this is where it was very exciting to go into Nashville and ask them, like, hey, I have a comedy song about a cowboy with penises where his legs ought to go. What can you do about it? And they were like, easy.
They were probably so excited to do something different.
It was fun, too, because that studio was in the basement of their mother's house. And so, I've known these boys for a long time. I've known their mom for a long time. And so she was excited that we were working together, but we were just like, it's going good, Mom. You don't have to hear this one.
Please don't listen to it, but it's great.
Please don't. I mean, trust us when we say it's going well. But I did, as you know, you've been on the Joko cruise. I have made the dads sing my song Johnny Dick Legs with me, just like this stupid double dare that neither of us will back down from. Yeah, it's nice to flex a little bit on the dads. I like to. They're very nice and cooperative, and they will do if you ask them to collaborate, they'll do it. But sometimes it means they're singing about dicks, and so
in very tight harmonies.
It's such a luxury to have friends who can do tight harmonies, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's the most beautiful way that the phrase dick legs has ever been said.
Right. He's got dicks for legs. And I wish, I don't know when, I was playing, I think, with the double clicks, and I was like, well, I got a pad. I need other things for my set. I can't play dick legs for some children, but what if I made it PG? And so I re-lyriced it, and I think that's what I'm going to play now.
Okay. Sarah Shea is asking who the dads are in chat.
Oh, the dads. When I refer to the dads, actually, that's a great question because it depends contextually. If I'm talking about the art of cinematic riffing, the dads refers to the guys that work for Riff Tracks. Mm-hmm. But when I'm talking about the crews, I'm referring to Jonathan Colton and Paula and Storm, and also Drew, who's their co-partner. They're all the dads of the crews. I guess Paul is the principal. Yeah, Paul's the principal and Storm's the coach, if you want to get into their titles. But collectively, they're our dads. Yeah, and as Danielle points out, if we're talking Boston-based nerd rock, then the dads are referring to John and John from They Might Be Giants, and if we're talking Frandcamp Buyday next month, then the dads refers to our singular dad. Morgan has lit the dad signal to remind me of my dad. Oh my god, Dad's got arms coming out of his head. Hi, Dad. Wow. Just reaching in there and pulling out more songs.
That's how it works, right?
That's how it works. That's how he writes, I assume. I'll go. The way I have introduced this song in past is pointed out that I wrote a song about Mr. T being my life coach. I wrote a song about microwaving marshmallow peeps in the microwave and making them fight. Written several dumb songs. And this song is probably, and I hope that my life is long and I will write many more dumb songs, but this to date is the dumbest song I have written. And it has been censored for a family audience. So this song is called Johnny Legs. Since the sun came up this morning, there's a rumor going around that there's a brand new sheriff who just hobbled into town. He's not an outlaw or a villain, but his reputation sticks, 'cause where lesser men would use a gun, this fella only kicks. They call him Johnny Kick Legs. He doesn't need a holster 'cause his weapon's in his boots. They call him Johnny Kick Legs. Each roundhouse kick is powered by his bean exploding boots. Well, his shins start at his ankles, and his thighs start at his waist, and they oscillate beneath him as he ambulates with haste. In the zone between his belt to where his boots and earth connect. I may have oversold it, 'cause it's just what you'd expect. They call him Johnny Leglegs. His systems are all nominal, anatomy complete. That's why he's Johnny Leglegs. And if you ask respectfully, he might show you his feet. Johnny. Normal human legs.
I feel like it's not just a PG version, it's a whole other song. Like, you wrote another song. You didn't just, like, bleep out a word. It's amazing. I love it. I've never heard the PG version before. I'm into it.
It was crowdsourced a little with my Twitch chat. We were just like, we gotta clean this up. We gotta spread the word. Yeah, there's a whole lore building in my head. It's really not the kind of songwriter I wanted to be. But I keep thinking about, like, the origin story of, like, how did Johnny lose his legs? And, like,
I love
there's
it.
a wizard involved. It'll be a whole RPG by the end of the year.
So when you finally make a full-length album, it's going to have, like, a map.
You know how... Yeah. It'll be like... have you played West of Loathing at all, the video game? It's a stick figure-based Western. It's very silly and full of puns. And I see Johnny Legs as kind of existing in that universe.
Yeah. Amazing.
Silly, cartoony Western. But that's my genre piece. Can you bring us back down to earth?
I was thinking about one of the things that always happens on shows like this, where you're talking to another person, talking to another artist, is well, I'm not going to speak for you, but I change my set list halfway through based on stuff that we're talking about. Yeah. And because earlier you mentioned Rhyming Anesthesia, I was like, well, I should play that song. I wasn't planning on it, but I'm going to do that one. And also because we were talking about bourbon. This is a drinking song. And I do tell people that usually when I intro this song, it's like, there are a couple different kinds of drinking songs. And there's the, like, hey, I love you, man, we're having a great time kind of drinking song. And this is not that kind of drinking song. It's called Let Me Drown. Well, I'm wrist deep in a bottle when you're halfway on my mind. If I keep going with no throttle, there's no telling what I find, Telling what I find, baby, what I find. You got married to some girl and I just married my regret. If there's a better way to handle this, then I ain't found it yet, ain't found it yet. Ain't found it yet, ain't found it yet. Take me down to the water, take me all the way down. Lead me down to that water, watch me float and let me drown. Well, there's something in me howling, getting thirstier with age, and the thing I rather wouldn't see comes rattling this cage, rattling this cage. Rattling its cage, rattling that cage. Take me down to the water, take me all the way down. Lead me down to that water, watch me float and let me drown. Give me my slow gin quick. I take my bourbon neat. Just something to do the trick till I get back on my feet. Well, if your heart's got a crack, you know they say the time can ease you. In the meantime, Whiskey Jack offers a little anesthesia, anesthesia. A little anesthesia, anesthesia. You got married to that girl, honey, I just married my regret. If there's a better way to handle this kid, I ain't found it yet, ain't found it yet. Ain't found it yet, ain't found it yet. Take me down to the water, take me all the way down. Lead me down to that water, watch me float and let me drown. Take me down to the water, take me all the way down, 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 down. Lead me down to that water. Watch me float, don't let me drown.
It's such a good rhyme. It's so good. Your dad was right.
Oh, the one time.
The one time.
Points to you, Dad. Fine.
Yeah.
This show became so much about dads.
Well, it's just the ghost-like presence of our
The
dad.
nature. It's
There
fine.
he is.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. How do I? There we go. Oh, no, that's not any better.
No, this is fine.
Okay,
This is great.
All right. Well,
I'll just be over here, hanging out with Dad.
it's all about the approval of Dad at the end of the day. Isn't that right, Dad?
So true.
Miss you, Dad. Morgan and I are fighting over the dad button.
Oh my gosh. It's great. Love it.
I don't have any drinking songs. I'm tempted now to write a drinking song.
So
There's
that
so
one
many
just,
emotions
it
when
didn't
you're
happen on
drinking.
purpose, you know. It didn't happen on purpose. That's a different song. Well, because you know how everybody's always telling you, like, write what you know.
Yeah.
I was in kind of a rut, and I was actually working at a writing retreat where I was the nightly music. So I got to go to this really great artist retreat because I played at night for the people who were going. So I got to participate in all that stuff, and there was like a very write what you know kind of prompt one day, and I was like, this is not working for me. And so I instead tried to flip it around for myself. I like to trick myself into writing.
Yeah.
And so I changed the prompt to write what you don't want them to know. And then that's what happened. And I was like, okay, this is working for me. This is fine.
I like it's still in the lines of the prompt. It's still something you know.
Yeah.
But wish Tata. Ooh.
Well, and then just the weird way of just like, I think so much of our job in some ways is like we're saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
Into a microphone. Like, why do we do that? It's demented. But that's what our life is. Like, oh, I'm going to take the darkest recesses of my being and be like, here's this song.
Put a little paint on it. And I think a lot about how, like, a lot of the craft of songwriting is you're kind of installing an idea in somebody's brain because you're putting it on a little time code. And like I was saying, like you kind of give an idea space to breathe, kind of make a little texture around it, and then you put in the next idea. And I think that's part of like why rhyming is so important, is like the brain's kind of anticipating like what the next idea is going to be, and then turns out it's anesthesia. You weren't expecting that.
A little surprise, just a little fun
little surprise. Yeah. But just, you kind of get to just a little pinprick, just here you go. We're just going to feed this idea into your brain 1 second at a time, and now you know exactly how I feel.
Somebody please know exactly how we feel.
Please.
That's all we're trying. Please
just witness
understand
me.
us.
Is this, and I fear the day that I'm like, oh, here's a song about, how I have, how I only listen to birdsong, and it may make me unlovable. Oh, nobody relates to that. Oh, Lord.
You're gonna find a very niche. The Audubon Society is gonna be all about it.
I hope so. Come at me, Macaulay Library. I stole your samples. What are you going to do about it? That's what we live for, is getting in legal fights. That's why we become musicians.
Second favorite hobby.
Yeah, I just love reading court documents. What song should I play now, Juliana? Do you have any requests?
Were you gonna play the teeth song? Because we're talking about like dark recesses of our minds.
Dark recesses of the brain. Yeah, that's a great.
I mean, unless you don't want to, but I feel like that's an appropriate time to do it.
I think I play it every month, but it is also one of my favorite things I've made. So I should just give it some air.
Let's sing about your teeth falling out.
Let's all hear about my teeth, shall we? This is one of those. The thing about writing songs in a very specific vein is it kind of puts it puts a mark on you, I guess. Like anytime there's any news about the Abraham Lincoln estate or about Mr. T or about Lisa Nowak, I'm the first to hear about it. And that's kind of a blessing and a curse sometimes. But it's been really invigorating to have friends, acquaintances, strangers go, actually, I also have dreams where my teeth fall out. It's been very life affirming for me. So it's nice to know that I'm not alone in this darkness, I guess. I don't remember my dreams. It's not as bad as it seems. Though the dreams I do remember are few and far between. No matter what they're about, at the end, all my teeth fall out. I had a dream you were there. You complimented my hair, then confessed your hidden feelings you'd had for me for years, and you hoped I could understand. Then my teeth fell out into my hand. What if I could remember more? What if I dream every night? What if you were in every dream and things didn't always go right? What if I did something stupid, something I live to regret? What if I hurt you so badly you wish that we never had met? I like to imagine 2 buttons with neat little type underneath. The left one says give up this memory, the right one says give up your teeth. If only I knew I was dreaming, I'd know this dilemma was fake. I'd reach for the left, and next thing I know I'm awake. I had a dream we were wed, and you took me to bed. Also, we were at my mom's house, but it was not her house, and my fingers were all fountain pens. And then, my teeth again.
Right at the end there, I had my own like nightmare scenario where my computer started to try to shut down.
Oh.
It was like, your battery's.
At the end,
started
all
blinking
the
at me.
screens logged off. Yeah.
I know, and I was like, this is the nightmare. You're about to go on. Everything is breaking.
That's
Fine.
something I inherited from my mother. Is her go-to stress dream is she's naked backstage and she hears her entrance music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Have you
something.
ever read that play, The Actor's Nightmare? It's a short play.
No.
Oh, yeah. I directed it when I was in high school. It's Christopher Durang. And it's called The Actor's Nightmare. And it's that thing of like an actor walks into the theater and the show has already started and they don't remember what show it is or where they are or whatever. So the lead of the show is trying to figure out what play is happening the whole time. And it's really a reference to a lot of different plays. It's like Hamlet and Waiting for Godot and like, and you know,
Little noises off, but just one guy.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
exactly. And it's a 10-minute play and it's chaos. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's delightful. Have you heard of the show Thank God You're Here?
No.
It is a British. I think it's coming back. It went on hiatus for a bit, but it's an improv game basically. But it's all actors in a set except for the guest who just enters a door in costume, and they have to just kind of figure out the skit around them.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. I would never want to do it
Yes.
myself, but I would love to watch it.
Love to set it up for somebody else to be part of.
Absolutely. Would love to make someone else do that. That sounds great.
Speaking of making someone else do that, I'm going to make you play a song now. What do you
Oh
think
my
of that?
God. This is going to be really scary for me, but this feels like a safe crowd. Because this is a song that I just finished that's going to be on the record. And I literally just sent it to my producer day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes after I wrote. And so the album is going to have a lot more electric guitars and drums and stuff on it. And this is really like the bare bones version of it, which is also kind of fun because you're getting to hear like the acoustic, the unplugged version of a song that has not yet been plugged in. And so I'm actually pulling the words up. That's how new it is that I'm like, let me learn the words of my own song. And
It's hot off the presses.
It is hot off the presses. It's called Tattoo. Molly, do you have any tattoos?
I would not prefer to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a very personal question to ask about things that are on people's bodies.
I'll tell you later.
Hey, well, I have a bunch, and I like them, and I'm getting more very soon. So yeah. This is also PG, so cover your children's ears. It's like PG-13 probably. I don't know. Make it rhyme with Disneyland. Remind me that I'm an animal, baby, make me sweat. You wanna howl in the night where you ain't heard nothing yet. You make me want a tattoo, cover my body in you, cover my body in you. You got a touch like a third rail, I feel electrocuted. If it was served in a glass and I couldn't help but shoot it. You make me want a tattoo, cover my body in you, cover my body in you. Like a pinprick under my skin, such a sweet hurt when it begins. No way out now, gotta go through. Remake me like a tattoo, like a tattoo. Between a rock and a hard place, I'm in a sticky spot. I wear my heart on my sleeve and this shirt is all I got. There's nothing for me to do. Cover my body in you, cover my body in you. Like a pinprick under my skin, such a sweet hurt when it begins. No way out now, gotta go through. Remake me like a tattoo, like a tattoo, like a tattoo, like a tattoo. You know they're onto something when they say that once ain't enough. You get the bug and you keep on feeling the tug of that stuff. Every inch of me is tuned like an antenna to you. The message keeps getting through. You make me want a tattoo. Cover my body in you.
That was steamy.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I haven't gotten to write a steamy song in a while.
Oh, yeah, sultry. I cannot wait to hear that with a full band.
I'm excited too. It's gonna be fun. I need some drums. I need some bass. I need some horns. It's gonna be fun.
Get some grit. Oh, horn. What? Tell me about your horns. Tell me about your horn section.
I love any excuse to put a trombone on something. That's what I want, almost always.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. But who doesn't love a horn section?
That's what the world needs is more trombones. That's what I found.
I agree.
It's I have on the show order. Let us return now to the lovely merch table, shall we? Previously on merch table, we had some Radiohead covers, some fantastic stuff from Juliana, my dad, and your dad, and our dad. Some local talent. And up next, we have I've had cover albums on the brain because I've been thinking about covering all of OK Computer. I don't know why that bee got in my bonnet, but there it is. And so I've been thinking about cover albums and also about the Joko Cruise because that is how you and I met.
Yes.
So I've got a row here of our cruise friends. Ted Leo put out an EP today. This is brand spanking new.
I'm glad it's out.
Yeah, they're new songs. He was like tracking them this week. And so that's where they are. Please check those out. Ted Leo is literally the nicest human. It's kind of, I can't stress enough how just decent of a man he is.
And he knows everything about Lord of the Rings.
He knows everything about Lord of the Rings. He knows every Irish, like, working class solidarity song you've ever heard. Yeah, yes. Fantastic. Makes me want to play guitar, like, kind of one of those guitar players. I'm like, oh, I'm jealous of his extra 2 strings. Dang, he makes it look so fun. And then there's, holding it down on the ukulele front, there's National Treasure Jim Boja.
Yes. Look at that cover. That's so cute.
I know, 2008. And there he is. There's Jim Boja. He's tiny.
He's so wee.
He actually is a pretty wee little man. Don't tell him I said that. Oh no, it's recorded. And Jean Grey has put out under the Ministry of the Church of the Infinite You an album of motivational talks for the modern person.
Love it. Love that baby Jean photo.
I know. Look at baby Jean.
So cute.
Baby Jean knows what she wants and she's gonna get it.
She's gonna.
And then I've stacked up some cover albums here at the bottom. We had 16 spots. I just got excited. Come Together is trumpet and string quartet treatments of the Beatles. Senor Coconut is Chilean dance hall style covers of Kraftwerk. It's surprisingly good study music.
I love everything you. I never thought I would hear all of those words in the same sentence.
And would you believe it's on Bandcamp?
Amazing.
It's the best. Louis Zong. This is Curbia, which is music from the Kirby video games in the style of like cumbia. Which, if you don't know what that is, just listen to it. You'll know exactly what it is. And then last but not least, Curbia, also very good house cleaning music, I must say. And then Glitch Kibitz has Starry Shtetl, which is klezmer covers of music from Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Just a little Pesach selection for
That's
you.
right.
Nice.
So we've got video game music and house cleaning music. It's all represented here. I guess we're going, did I just open a tab? Well, that's how you add them to your cart, add them to your wish list. Please check out music on Bandcamp. It's a thing.
So much. It's such a thing.
Much. Every music happens so much.
I also really like, I like how the Bandcamp Friday thing started during quarantine times when none of us could tour, and Bandcamp was like, how can we help y'all out a little bit more? Mm-hmm. And then they just decided to keep doing it indefinitely, which is so awesome.
Yeah, we learned the hard way when organizing these shows that it's not a guaranteed thing every month. Like, it's not just a switch they flip. Like, it's something that, again, I want to bring it back to how hard the people at Bandcamp work.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have one in January, and I was planning a whole shebang, and then there wasn't one. But so there's a website called isitbandcampfriday.com that will tell you when the next one is, and Morgan and I use it all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a fantastic thing, and I hope they keep doing it. I thought it was a good sign after they were acquired by Epic Games that they are continuing Bandcamp Fridays, and we want to encourage them to keep doing that, please.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Someone just bought the Kraftwerk album. Thank you, Benjamin Reed.
Amazing.
Please
Thanks,
enjoy. And know that it goes straight to Senor Coconut. 100% of the proceeds line the pockets of Senor Coconut.
Who is an actual coconut?
He is. He's
I don't know.
a little
Don't
coconut in
take
a
my
suit. Little mustache.
5 coconuts in a trench coat make up this band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as Sarah Shea points out, some artists still cannot tour. So I'm happy that
Yes.
Bandcamp Friday is still coming back. And another Bandcamp feature that I want to remind people of is the wish list. Not just your wish list, but you can see other people's wish list and give them gifts. So if you're like, well, I weep for there's no more music to conquer, you can buy music for somebody else. It's very cool that way. I like the gift economy for music. I love it so much.
It's a nice surprise.
It's nice. I should probably play another song in this musical program. What do you say?
You should.
I should. But what song shall it be? I think I'll play my single for this month. I've been trying to put out a new thing every month. And so I have... It turns out Radiohead is fun. Tom York and I seem to have the same vocal range, which is very convenient for me. I don't know how Tom York feels about it. But it's just heckin' fun to play. It's fun to sing. And 20 years after hearing that album for the first time, I'm now approaching the lyrics for the first time and going, oh no. Which is one of the fun things about art. Art's a fixed point that you pivot around. And so I don't suspect that when Tom York and co. wrote this song that this was the treatment they had in mind. But I don't care. Survived. An airbag saved my life. In an interstellar burst, I'm back to save the Oh no, my hands are too sweaty. The famous Tom York catchphrase. In an interstellar burst, I'm back to save the universe. In an interstellar burst, I'm back to save the universe. finite
That's so
economy of
cool.
strings, but we make it
I'm
work.
looking forward to the Radiohead, the OK Computer album.
It's got to come out of me one way or the other, so I might as well put it on Bandcamp.
great.
You know, yeah. It's just that time. There comes a time in every woman's life she has to
start
cover.
thinking about Radiohead a lot.
She has to mop her sweaty palms, finally, and approach the Radiohead albums of her childhood. You're a Radiohead? Were you a Radiohead?
Yes and no. I never got like super deep, but
It was just kind of. Yeah.
it was just there, and I actually just today. So the other day, I was talking to somebody about this radio station that basically raised me, which was 99X in Atlanta, and some of the folks in the chat are from Atlanta, and I'm sure you remember in the 90s. 99X was like the alternative radio station, but alternative was such a giant basket for them that they were playing Ani DeFranco and Paula Cole and Radiohead and Blur and like
oh God.
Pearl Jam and Nirvana all in the same place. It wasn't just the stuff and like Prince. Like they would play anything. And 99X genuinely like kind of raised me. And then when I started playing out a lot, I got to be featured. They had a show called Organic X on Sunday mornings that was like all acoustic music and like acoustic versions of that song, and I got to be played on that station. It was great, and I got to do one of their music series and stuff that there were live shows. 99X went away. You know, a lot of things got bought by 2 different companies who own every radio station, and I was literally telling somebody on Wednesday night how much I missed it and how grateful I am to that radio station for having existed, because it made my taste in music so wild and made my influences so broad.
Yeah.
And then I found out this morning that 99X is back. So hey, Atlanta, go listen to 99X.
Oh my God.
You can listen on the internet too if you're not from Atlanta. But so I tweeted at Leslie Fram, who used to be the program director. I was like, y'all, I love this. I'm so glad you exist again. And then Organic X followed me on Instagram, and I was like, my life is complete. It's
my God,
it's all happening again. Also, what year is it? Because I've been getting so into like revisiting the 90s music again and stuff.
And listening to the radio. I'm listening to the radio way more than I did when it was like the mainstream thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that it's like, it's nice when it plays more than 10 songs.
Yeah, well, and also I love that you can listen to any good radio station in any town if they're streaming. Like, John Flansburgh hosted this weird deep cut radio show during the Panini on some radio station in the Catskills. And I'm like, well, how can a person in Seattle be listening to that? But it's just on the internet.
It's on the internet.
Yeah.
It's so great. I love it.
I love independent radio stations.
Me too.
Yes. 99 XATL. Yes, I believe that's the one.
Yeah, and it's not an independent station, but they are letting them run the way they ran in the 90s. Yeah. It looks like it's a lot of the same shows. And the program directors are trying to keep it the way that it used to be. So it's not just the same 10 songs over and over again, which is really awesome. So that's awesome. My totally unsponsored plug for 99X.
No, what a beautiful full circle moment in your musical career.
It was great.
Ah, that's wonderful. Well,
maybe they'll get to play. Maybe they'll play my new album.
I hope that they do.
We'll see.
Okay, better. Well, let's hear more, please.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna play the song I wrote about Pompeii. You know, just a cheerful subject to write songs about. Mm-hmm. Folks in the chat who are familiar with me already know this, but I'm going to tell the story for the new folks. There is a website called Pompeiana.org where you can read the graffiti that's found all around the ruins of Pompeii in Latin, but they translate it into English also. And I got a little tipsy on wine one night, and I found this website and was having a great time. And then something I noticed was that the graffiti in Pompeii a couple thousand years ago is very similar to graffiti you would find in any urban area now. You know, like, this place has the best beer, or, you know, I'm into your sister, in a less polite way than that. And, like, I did a lot of research about Pompeii because I'm a nerd, but, like, they had basically food trucks and malls and things like that. They had a lot of stuff that was just like the stuff that we have. And so I was thinking about that, and thinking that they might have also had doomed love, like sometimes we do too. So this song is for all those unrequited lovers in Pompeii. We got drunk and read graffiti from the walls of Pompeii. And toasted to the ruin waiting in the light of day. Intoxicated by the moment, more than from the wine. Knowing that all good things, they fall in time. I said, hold me like there will never be another night. There's no need to pretend that anything's alright. Hold me like the only word we know is goodbye. Till the ashes fall from the sky. And when the clouds come, there'll be no time to save ourselves. So when the fire rains down, I can only hope I've loved you well. If we're going down together, at least it'll all be over fast. You know a love like this just burns too hot to last. I said, hold me like there will never be another night. There's no need to pretend that anything's alright. Hold me like the only word we know is goodbye. Till the ashes fall from the sky. Till ashes fall from the sky. And in 2,000 years, will the evidence still be here? Will our beating hearts be found, layered underground? Will people pass by with tears in their eyes and know that this was real and say, yeah, this is how it feels? Hold me, there may never be another night. There's no need to pretend that anything's alright, alright. Hold me like the only word we know is goodbye. Till the ashes fall from the sky. Till ashes fall from the sky. Hold me till ashes fall from the sky. There may never be another night. There may never be another night.
That's one of those sad on purpose songs I've heard
It
so
is.
much about.
That's one of the ones.
Oh my gosh.
And the new
love
album is
it.
called Bittersweet. So, you know, it's a vibe. It's a thing. I'm just
the vibe-
leaning fully into it.
The vibe continues. The vibes will continue and morale will stay about the same.
Morale will maintain.
Yeah. It'll steadily trend uphill. That's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your songs with us.
Thank you.
I'm
This
so
is so
excited
fun.
to hear how these, the sort of folky sound we're hearing now and like the band and the trombones. I'm excited to hear the trombones.
Yeah. If you want trombones now, Way Down has a bunch of trombones on it. You can stream it on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp? What's that? Oh no. Roll back the clock. Well, we're coming up on an hour, and I'm very sweaty, and I need to get out of this room. So I think it's time to last call on the merch and so on. It is time for our final number. I'd like to bring Morgan out one more time.
Yeah, Morgan!
Round of applause for Morgan, y'all!
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. This has been so nice. I've
You're so
got that like indie music buying high. It's just wonderful.
It's just nice it's so fun to learn about new art.
Morgan,
Yeah.
and honestly, I just like, this is the second show that I've worked on with you as like organizing and behind the scenes, and I just have to like shout out how nice it is that you were so organized and so good at communicating, and like you make us feel so taken care of as artists, and that is really refreshing, and I appreciate you so much.
Oh gosh. Oh
Because
wow.
I did Roaring Rainbow, and you were in charge of that, the back end of that too, and I was so happy when the email back came from you. I was like, oh, this is great. It's gonna be great.
I'm so happy to that we get to do streams like this, and I'm really glad that you joined us today. This is great.
So much fun.
Okay, scurry.
Okay, she's cleared the floor just in time because this was an excellent request on your part. I'm so excited to do this, or to attempt it. This is a cover song. And let me see if I can get it into the full screen. There we go. I did this on my YouTube last time I went to Tennessee, in fact. Chucked it up there. Didn't really give it a second thought, as is my discipline on YouTube. And then you reminded me that it exists, so we're going to embark upon it. There's a meatball on my face. There we go. So this is a bad lip reading to catch you folks up at home. This is a song that was written based on reading the lips of characters in Star Wars. You know, we were talking earlier about like, where do you start when you're writing a song? This is a very unconventional place to start when you're writing a song. So this song is called Seagulls. Stop it now. Oh, can you hear that sound? I hope not. Okay. Penny for your thoughts.
I hate Brenda, and a bad guy hit me in the shin, and I peed all in my pants. I love this song.
Nothing a little music can't help. Rockin', rockin' and rollin'. Down to the beach I'm strolling. But the seagulls poke at my head. Not fun, I said. Seagulls, stop it now. Everyone told me not to stroll on that beach. Said seagulls gonna come, poke me in the coconut. And they did. And they did. Had me going like, nothing I could do but yell when these birds attacked me. When I tried to run, I fell, and then these kids start laughing, and then got hit in the neck with a hacky sack. Where'd it come from? Now run, 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 jump. I can be your backpack while you run. Run, 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 jump. Now stop. Put me down. I like to groove and boogie.
Great.
Show you some dance moves.
No, I don't want you to.
If I had your giant feet out there on the beach, could have outrun those birds. Let me grab my beater.
Stop it, please. Don't hit me.
Come on, man, quit that banging. What's that stank?
You put a fish in our basket.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I did that.
You owe me an apology.
Just hold your breath and see when the time is right. Birds will bite your face. Yeah. Now run, 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 jump. I can be a backpack while you run. Swing from a hairy vine. I can be a backpack while you climb. Stand on one hand and lift. Rocks with your special gift. Run, 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 jump. Now breathe. That's good. Like that. like that. One day I was walking and I found this big log. And then I rolled that log over, and underneath was a tiny little stick. And I was like, that log had a child. Listen, boy, someday when you are older, you could get hit by a boulder while you're lying there screaming, come help me, please. The seagulls poke your knees. Stop it now.
Whatever, you're sort of pitchy.
You don't like it?
Listen, man, I'm not your friend.
Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. And they fade out.
I could barely even sing along to it because I was laughing too hard. I had to be on mute.
Me
The
too.
first time I ever heard that log had a child, I actually cried from laughing so hard.
Anytime I see a log, anytime. I feel like that's the mark of a song, like hitting its point successfully, is when it forever brands that thing.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I think of
For
Autumn
me, it's
in
when
New York.
Whenever I see like a thing and a smaller version of that thing. Like I see a large thing and then a small thing, the first thing that pops into my head is that log had a child.
That fork had a child.
Yeah, every time. It's
That
just
car
in my
had a
head
child.
forever. Yeah.
Juliana, thank you so much for joining us for Frandcamp Buyday.
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun. This was awesome.
This was so fun. And thank you folks at home for checking out the merch table, getting treats, being friendly. We love to see it. Please enjoy your Bandcamp Friday. Happy shopping.
Happy shopping.
Happy hunting. And we'll see you. I wonder when I'm going to see my dad again. Oh, that's right. Oh, there he is. Hi, Dad. Oh, Juliana's gone. Juliana's not my dad anymore. Now it's Laser. So, to watch this space, follow on the Bandcamp, tell your friends. And thank you for supporting independent music. We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Bye. Morgan, take us out.